as I discuss Florida. Florida is getting tougher and tougher on immigration. Governor DeSantis is not playing with immigration in Florida. And so, in this session, I'm going to talk with you about the latest move by the governor to really crack down on immigration. If you're in Florida or you have relatives who live in Florida, you're going to want to be part of this session and certainly share the video with your feed, share it with other people because if they're in Florida in particular, they should watch this, okay? For those of you who are new to me, welcome as you're joining. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients all over the world on complex immigration matters. Reach out to us, as I always say, at McBeanLaw.com, or you may call or text us at 516 866 3900 to request an appointment or consultation with one of our attorneys. Guys, this immigration issue is so important that we're going to discuss in this session. Again, as you're coming on board, say hello, how you're feeling, and where you're watching me from. And so we did cover this issue in one of our recent top immigration news newsletters that went out just a couple of days ago. And guys, I'm telling you, or yesterday, as a matter of fact, it went out yesterday on July 4th. Hope you guys had a great July 4th holiday weekend. But we covered this in our newsletter. If you're not getting our weekly newsletter, it's free. Each week we send out a couple of emails with informative topics around immigration, in addition to stories of cases that we've done really well in to encourage those of you who read or are part of who read about immigration matters, or those of you who are part of my community to encourage you. So we do send out those testimonials as well. And then we also have a terrific Q&A, question and answer newsletter as well. So subscribe at McBeanLaw.com to our free weekly newsletter. Also, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notice of my videos each week. Now, let's talk about Florida, guys. Florida, and I'm going to share my screen with you and pull up the article that summarizes quite nicely what is happening there in Florida now. The Florida Supreme Court, guys, has backed Governor DeSantis, his request for a statewide grand jury on immigration. Okay, and this happened last week. The Florida Supreme Court approved the governor's request to impanel a statewide grand jury to investigate immigration related issues, such as the smuggling of undocumented children into the state. And this decision is huge because it's statewide. And one of the things that it does is that it empowers this grand jury to look into parents, guardians, or other family members of unaccompanied alien children who have conspired with transnational criminal organizations or other illicit actors to smuggle and thus endanger their children. And so, guys, you know that, and let me just get this thing off the screen so that you guys can see me. So, you know that, there's been some tragic news involving migrants lately, with the 50 migrants who were found dead in Texas just a week ago. And, the issues around migrants has been a very hot topic for the Biden administration since day one, right? And so Florida is taking additional steps to ensure that the immigrants who are in their state would not bring their children here to the United States through an organized effort by individuals out there who are bringing or smuggling children and other migrants into the country. And so, this grand jury, to go back to this grand jury, they're going to be investigating these criminal organizations, their members, or other illicit actors who smuggle or traffic children or other illegal aliens to Florida, it says. And the article goes on to say that the Supreme Court said the grand jury will have jurisdiction throughout the state of Florida to investigate, return indictments, make presentments, and otherwise perform all functions of a grand jury with regard to the offenses listed in the order. And then it talks about the fact that the governor had also put in place some other very strict laws to number one, bar state and local government agencies in Florida from contracting with transportation companies that bring undocumented immigrants into the state. And then that law that I talked about, this is the same law, by the way, the same bill that talked about how Florida is now cracking down on sanctuary policies, so to speak, policies that would the policy that Florida has recently put in place would allow their local law enforcement agencies to cooperate with ICE if an immigrant is arrested and being detained at a jail in whatever county in Florida. Those individuals, their information will be shared with ICE. That's what the governor put in place very recently. And I talked about this in one of my most recent immigration news videos. So you may want to go back and check that out. Now, going back to this issue, the petition, the petition said that the reason for this is because the smuggling of undocumented children, leads to, or it can lead to the sexually exploiting them or using them for trafficking drugs or other weapons into the country. And the petition goes on to say, as more illegal aliens enter the United States and settle in Florida, more will seek to have their children illegally smuggled here as well. Okay, and so, guys, that's the latest in Florida. Okay, that's the latest in Florida. The governor is getting a lot of support from the judiciary. Obviously, this is a Supreme Court decision, right, to create this or convene this statewide grand jury. He's getting support, obviously, also from the legislature, right? They're enacting new laws that are cracking down on undocumented immigrants being brought into their state, and they're saying to those undocumented immigrants in their state, well, if you're caught, if you commit a crime and you're in a jail somewhere in our state or prison here in our state, guess what? We're going to also share your information with ICE for a detainer, and then we'll let ICE do their thing with respect to you. So this is Florida. As I always say, every state in the US is very different. As you can see, based on all these other issues that divide the country, every state is different. Some states are much harder on immigrants than other states. Florida is one of them, and now they're getting a lot. The governor is getting a lot of support from from the judiciary and the legislature on these issues. So I'm looking out for, like, what's next, Florida, what's next? How else are you going to make it even more difficult for people to come into your state and to settle in your state? Now, guys, again, share this information with others. We did cover it, as I've mentioned, in a recent newsletter. And I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse of the newsletter, the top immigration newsletter that we sent out that does cover this issue. And it's the July 4th issue. It covered one of my other recent news videos as well. And then other things about the proposed USCIS fees, guys. USCIS is proposing a fee increase on its applications and petitions. So that's going on. Then there's some new things around EB-5, the investor program, and some other things around immigration reform and such. So this is our newsletter. You want to make sure that you subscribe to our weekly newsletters so that you won't miss out on any of the information that I share and my firm and my team shares each week. It was a pleasure being with you in this session. Thank you so much for being with me. And guys, I will see you in the next one.